Alright, welcome folks, welcome to another video. So today we're going to do a 5 things that I dislike about the vehicle. Once again, if you haven't checked out my other video, this is my 2015 Fire 35 rear wheel drive, and I got it with 189. Right now I'm sitting just at 196. And yeah, let's get straight into it. So the first thing I don't like is it doesn't have the sport kit. So this is the base trim. So with that you get the some of the cars don't come with the fog lights. So like on this one, it does have the LED fog lights. I think part of the lighting package, I think, but I believe the lighting package comes with the adaptive LEDs and the LED fog lights. And I don't like it because it's not these M Sport, because if you see on the right side, you do have a cooler that's in there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there is like a cooler back there. Just a main cooler, I forgot which one it is. And then on this side, it's just a through pass that just has air that goes around to the brakes, which is, I think, on this side, this little inlet, because it cuts through. So one set of air goes through this side, and then the other side that's inner, that'll direct towards the inside of the brakes. But really, if it wasn't M Sport, it would have had additional, I think it's like an oil cooler or some kind of additional cooler that sits inside, basically. And as well, if you come back here, we'll see the rear bumper. It's not bad looking, but I do prefer the M Performance look to it. So I'd rather just get the M Sport bumper, or at least get a different diffuser piece that's down here. So mainly change this bottom portion that you can change out, and just get something that's a little bit more sporty, or just go with a pretty much just go with a more aggressive diffuser, basically. And then if we come back to the front, I think the other thing I don't like is that the car does not have the adaptive LEDs. So the adaptive LEDs are basically full LEDs, so that includes the turn signal, the side marker, and the cornering light. So on these, the only thing that isn't a actual halogen is the xenon bulb that's here. So xenon is like I said, a xenon headlight bulb. And then these two lights, the two angelized corona rings, and the eyelid strip right here is all like LED. And then the corner light, I don't know if you guys can see it in there, it's like a bulb in there, right there. That's halogen. And then the bulb right there is also halogen, the turn signal bulb. However, I'll probably put a picture up as well. The full LEDs, it has a similar design to it. However, it retains a LED design. However, it's more of like a kind of angular kind of light, so it isn't round like these. And to take all this out, all this would be the headlight right there, the two bulbs, and then where you see this notch, this little blackout part right there, that would be the corner light on the full adaptive LEDs. Same thing with the icons, they're basically like the same thing. So your corner light on the LEDs are right there, and they shoot out 90 degrees. So when you back up, it's a light that shoots pretty much right out this way, on both sides. Same thing with the turning. If I had a signal on right now, this inner part would shoot out. And then instead of the turn signal being here and a side marker on the strip itself, this would be a switchback system, where when a turn signal is on, this part would pretty much switch back from a white to a turn signal. And then the same thing with the side marker, that would be integrated up here where you see the BMW logo at, basically the initials. And then I would say on to number 2. Let me see, that's 2 already. So I think number 3, like if we look in here, I do have most of what I want. I think the main thing I don't like is that I don't have the Harman Kardon. So my first car had Harman Kardon, had a 15 535 pneumatic wastegate vehicle, M Sport. But it had similar features, but it did have Harman Kardon, and I did do Beamer code to upgrade it to like the Bowers and the Bang & Olufsen, because Bang & Olufsen is on the F chassis, Bowers Wilkins on the G chassis. But I did alter it to where it had a little bit more better sound to it. But this car, what I've noticed that you have a speaker in the door, which I think is the mid. You have a tweeter up here, and then I believe you do also have the speaker that goes in the center speaker right here. So you have, I believe, 1 or 2 here. You have 2 in each door. But then when you come to the rear door, you don't have a speaker that goes here. However, I did also find out that some cars that are like European or something like that, they don't have, I believe they have a speaker here, but it's only 1 each on each side. So with, I think, the US vehicles, we do have the top hi-fi instead of the bass. So there's two speakers here, I think like a mid and a tweeter. No speaker here, which would be, I guess, like another mid. And then we have pretty much, yeah, two on each front door, 1 in center, and then you have 2 that are pretty much behind here. It does sound decent, but it, like I said, that added sound that goes on the door, it does hit different. And in addition, if anyone was wondering, you do, most BMWs, your sub is going to be down here under the seat. That goes for pretty much all of them that I know of. I think F chassis up, I think even some of the E's. You have 1 sub that's down here, so here and on the passenger side, just to add to the sound quality, because most other cars, they usually put a sub in the trunk, which is kind of useless because it doesn't add to that oomph sound. It doesn't keep it all intact. But yeah, that's my number 3 that I don't like. The next one I don't like as well is that I don't have shades. So if you have shades, you would have your 4 window buttons, depending if you have a coupe or sedan. Then you have your lockout for the rear, and then you would have a shade button in the back. So basically, if I were to have it, I would press a button that's like right here, press it, and then there would be a shade that retracts out, basically, and you'll see it. For instance, the shade would sit like right around where you see, I don't know if you guys can see it, but basically right in front of the frost in the back, it would be a shade, a little piece for the shade, and it would rise up and reach right around, I believe, like here, I believe. I don't think it would cover the light, but I think it would come like right around in this region of the little lines right here. And then as well too, you also get the manual shades that you can pretty much pull up here and lock it in, and then also pull up from here and then lock it in. But I don't really mind it because car is tinted. I don't know how much it is tinted because, like I said, the former owner did it. I would probably say maybe it's like a 30. I believe it's like 30, well, not 30, but maybe like 20 all around, because the car has black interior instead of cream. Because my last one had cream, but also had the shades in the back, so it looked a little dark. But like I said, I believe this car is like maybe like 20%. Like I said, all the windows are pretty much closed, but the shade for sunroof is open, so you can't really see inside, but it's enough that you don't see inside, just a silhouette. And I believe the front windshield is also tinted, because if you look from here, like, you can't even look inside, which isn't bad. You have to get, I do have to get just adjusted to it because I can't really see sometimes, but otherwise it looks clean, it's simple. I mean, come on, look at it. It's clean, it's gray and black tone all around. Then it's got the 20-inch rims on here that the former owner put on. If anyone was interested in the type of rims these are Savini. I believe these are the Savini SB4, and they are painted in, I think the original color is like a gloss black. So not a bad rim. I need to figure out the offset. I'll figure those out, probably put it in the description or post it as well. But I know they're probably like a 9, like an 8.5 to 9 in the front, and then the rear are like a 9.5 or 10, I believe, because they have to be like a certain size to fit. But they are wrapped in 245, 35, 20 fronts, Continental DWS 6+, and then the rears are wrapped in a really fat 295 30 20. And for instance, let me show you right here, that's the tire size. And then from the rear, like I said, this is what it looks like from the rear. And it's pretty much, it's pretty much flush, but when you look at it from like afar, they are pretty fat tires. I mean, come on, just look at it. But they do help when needed. Like I said, I'll do a quick launch, or you know, you just want to give a little work. It's pretty much cool. It grips when it needs to. I think, yeah, that's number, definitely, like I said, shades. I think the other part I don't like is that let me see, like for here, for instance, right? The one thing that always pops up, even if I change it, is the what do you call that stuff? The wash fluid. So say like the other day, I went to my local dealership, got it filled up. If you ever have low wash fluid, you can get it refilled at dealership free of charge. But like, I'll go here to vehicle info, and then I'll go to vehicle status. I'll go to check control, and like right here, I pretty much got it filled the other day, and the same day I got it filled up, it gave me like a whole, you need wash fluid. And mind you, I was on like a slight hill, and it showed empty. So I haven't filled it. Anybody that's got a BMW F chassis, mainly F chassis, I don't know about E's, but F chassis, and especially F10s, for some reason, even my last car is like that. So I don't touch it, and I know everyone hears that gong sound. Yeah, every time it goes off, I think, oh shoot, what happened? And usually it's either that or gas, but yeah, I don't like it. That's definitely number 3. That's apparently a common thing on 5, 6, 7s. I don't know about the 3s, but I know it's a common thing like the 5 to 7, because the 5, 6, 7 are on the same similar chassis and share some parts. And yeah, that I just don't like it. But on to number 5 and the last one. If you like this video, you want to see more content, like I said, like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to push out content that'll pretty much benefit for the people, how-tos, DIYs, pretty much stuff that save me money, save you money, but also learn about the BMW platform, the F chassis platform, and especially the F10. Yeah, so I think the last one I don't like that is going to be like a big deal to a degree, is that it doesn't have the full leather seat. So the inside is black. And for one, I don't really like black interior because it doesn't really, it's kind of meh, basically. But I think one thing I definitely dislike is black. I don't really mind like the trim color, everything, but like I said, I do like color. So the black on gray is it's nice on the outside, but just to add in the black and inside, I don't like it. But I definitely, if I could, I would definitely switch out the black and just do a whole, maybe a tan, like the cognac settle brown color. But I would do any color other than black. I don't know about gray because it's like a lighter color, but I would definitely do like a brown, some kind of brown or a red inside. But I know red or needs is definitely a very rare, uncommon thing. That's more of like usually like a 6. I think the 3s, the 4s, and the 6, sometimes the 7. That's more of a common thing that you find, is like a white red or black on red inside. But I definitely want to change the seating, even with the steering wheel, because like I said, this isn't a M Sport. So like I said, with the M Sport, you pretty much get the M Sport bumper. You get M Sport bumper. The side skirt, I believe, is different. The bumper back here is also different, with a different bumper. The reflector is up here compared down here, and then the diffuser is different as well. We can interchange diffusers for like a M5 style or something different. Same thing with the inside. The M Sport gets the M Sport steering wheel, so it is smaller, and it has like the M Sport in reference more like the M style, so like the M3, M4, F82, F80 style. So it would be a more slimmer spoke. Steering wheel airbag is way smaller, and then this part right here is more of like a thinner piece, and it does have like a slit through it as well. But I definitely do want to get a M Sport steering wheel just to add to it. I really just want to M Sport out the car or make it more sporty, and I may do a fog light delete at some point. But mainly, like I said, this steering wheel way too big for my preference. Inside, like I said, inside is not bad, but I just don't like black, so something I'll probably change, or probably I find some dye and just dye it down and make it a red whatever color. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But if you guys, like I said, if you guys want to see more videos, like, share, subscribe, because like I said, I definitely want to make more videos, add content, DIYs, how-tos. Because yeah, this is pretty much, like I said, second Everton, but I do also want to make sure I get that out there for y'all and inform y'all. So like I said, watch some next video. I do have a maintenance video coming out soon, how to do an oil change, and definitely how to do the tie rod ends. So I'd actually got to do that on here. So like I said, stay tuned, and yeah, see you next time.